Hello friends, and welcome back to the Gamer Down. This is your host, Dark Hosis, and today we're looking at the World Event sneak preview that's over off on the test servers this last Saturday. And boy, what a long day it's been. I'll tell you, it started off, I had to level out of the newbie area, and oh man, that was a drag. That was almost the deal breaker. I didn't know if I was going to be able to even do that. And then, wouldn't you know, as soon as I finished leveling out of the newbie area, they put a little NPC in so you could transfer right to your capital city. So, yeah, all that for nothing. Yeah, it's alright though, that's okay. It was a fun event today. And many of us started very early, waiting and waiting and waiting for the leveling NPCs, the ones that take you to 50 in a snap, and the ones that have all the gear. Yeah, the GMs waited till the last freaking minute to spawn them. So I mean, I waited for hours and hours, man. That's what really drug me out. You know, I was just freaking tired as hell by the time the event actually started. You know. Anyway, I guess that's my own fault for jumping the gun, but I wanted to get all the particulums, you know. Oh well, I knew that I just wanted to get the main one still more, and I was able to get that one in time. And after the GMs finally came to their senses, they spawned the NPCs we needed to get all the stuff. But you know, they didn't give us enough money to buy the epic mount, so you had to keep buying the consumable package and selling it to make enough money. That was kind of a stupid move, hey? But anyway, it worked out anyway. You know, I guess I'll quit bitching, huh? I guess it's just because I'm tired. It was a long day, I'll tell you. But I am pretty pissed off about it, to be honest. You know, I mean, they waited till the last second to spawn the NPCs that we all needed to do this event that they've been advertising on the live servers, you know, every day. And they wait till the last second. I had no chance to get my macros together or go get any of the ports. And you know, you have to go all around the whole world, you know, for this event. You know, you'll get the message, you know, Elsbeth is doing something somewhere, and you have to go to that place, you know. And it you know, didn't give me a chance at all to get any of the ports. So I don't know. I just had to make it up to still more on my own, just on foot. I did it. And on the way there, I took out a couple of the name bosses, you know, here in Silverwood. Here's one of them, and we had a pretty good time with this guy, except the amount of hit points is just off the hook. You know, there's just too much. I mean, people were falling asleep and screaming, "Oh, I gotta go take a leak, you know, please, just die already." But we had to wait it out. I mean, it took like 30 damn minutes to take these bosses down. You know, it's just a little too much. And for the reward was just like BS. 25 of the new currency or whatever for this event. Not worth it. And we finally got this a-hole down to a low enough health where I could start recording again. I mean, I was just like, Jesus, you know, this video is going to be an epic 5-hour trilogy if I, you know, don't keep the editing down to a minimum. It was just pretty much a ridiculous amount of hit points for these bosses. Please, GMs, if you hear me out there, developers, tone that crap down a little bit. People on live servers are just going to be completely annihilated and bitching hard. So I hope they took note of what was going on. We were getting raffle stomped by these bosses everywhere, you know. I mean, it was just a complete annihilation, especially the very last event. Oh God, that was just a slaughter, you know. And we had the best gear that you can have, you know, and a lot better gear than most people have on their live account. And we got just completely ruined. I mean, my soul vitality was negative like 1,000 or something like that by the end of it all. And for some reason, Elsbeth is just kind of cruising around Scarwood Reach here. I'm not sure what this is all about. But I don't know, the whole world's just gone crazy, you know. There's rifts everywhere, there's bosses, elites. I don't know, it's complete annihilation. Complete annihilation. Every area, you know, where you quest at is all taken over. Yeah, and as you see, there's Owlsbeth right there herself, cruising around Scarwood. So you don't want to come across her. I mean, just getting near her, I started losing health like crazy. Isn't that badass, though? And just by sheer luck, I mean, I'm talking right place at the right time. I just happened to be, you know, here in Stillmore, and I came across like the entire raid that was coming in to do the very final event. I mean, that was just pure luck. I just happened to be here, and everybody started, you know, coming by, and I was like, that's it, you know. So anyway, I hooked up with this crowd, and I was, you know, finally in the right place. You know, it took forever to get here. Let me tell you that. It was such a struggle. It's such a struggle. But one of the most hilarious parts was actually getting up to the very top here where the event happens. It's over by where the Greenscale dungeon's at, and it's just surrounded by elites. And people were falling right and left, and I'm just running for my life, and I made it all the way to the top before I died. And I thought I was going to make it the whole way, but nope, I caught a little aggro there. This was a huge event. I mean, there was Yogcast was going on, so Yog's probably somewhere in this group, or, you know, whatever, Simon and his other buddy there. And Jesse Cox was also around here too, from OMFG Kata. I'm a huge fan of Jesse's. Old Jesse, boy. Love you, guy. It was actually Jesse and Total Biscuit that inspired me to start doing this. You know, I don't think I'll ever be as good as they are. You know, they're just gifted, really. They really are gifted. But, you know, I'm going to try. You know, it's something that I can do from my house, you know, because a lot of you know out there that I've been quite ill for a while. And I haven't been able to work, so it's something for me to do at home. That's better than sitting around on my ass, I'll tell you that much. And if you haven't did this already, be sure and look in your interface and turn off your auto flag for PvP. Because there's going to be flag people at these events, and they're going to ruin your day, because they're going to auto flag you, and they're going to attack you and kill you. And it's going to suck. You're going to have to wait the flag out. And you can totally avoid it by just turning it off in the interface. And anyhow, people waited and waited. You know, it took a long time for the GMs to finally spawn everything, you know. People were getting bored. They were dancing, going crazy, marrying each other, divorcing each other. I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on. But yeah, it was a fun time, though. You know, it just seemed to last a long time. On the live servers, it'd be more fluid. You know, these test events, you know, they're so hard to get going, and I shouldn't bitch so much because I can only imagine what's going on behind the scenes. The waiting for this event took so long, I even had time to grill some hamburgers, but they were good hamburgers, though. Really good hamburgers. And if you see Miley Cyrus here, that's actually Jesse Cox, I believe. And I believe that's his alter ego. Oh, yeah. We all love you, Miley. Miley. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, this thing spawned, and it spawned right on top of those dancers, too, so that was very hilarious. I believe there were some people trapped inside this thing here. And speaking of alter egos, you see I'm on mine, Nerfbat. Oh yeah, people love that name. I should adopt that name, Nerfbat, because people loved it so much. I mean, I was making friends right and left. I even joined a guild and everything, you know, on this test server. Nerfbat made it far on the test server. Yes, he did. He made a lot of friends. So we all waited, and we thought, you know, when this thing spawned, that meant that things were just going to happen really fast. But no, I think we waited like another 30 minutes or something like that. And people were getting antsy. They started killing each other. It was very brutal. And when Owlsbeth finally does show, be sure that you kneel, and you'll get a cool little achievement.
Your feeble not enough to withstand the growing power of Regulus. He feeds on the soul, and every foe you slay only adds to his army.
The gods and their justice will have to wait.
And the event, it starts with a little dialogue. So it's kind of my volume, you know, and everybody was making all their noises and overriding the dialogue some.
I tire of you and your infuriating machines, Arsham. Maybe you'll rethink your rejection of the Master's power upon the hour of your death. Slaves of Regulus, prepare to serve the new generals of the Endless. The Master has plucked the choicest bits from the souls you dispatched in this world. He thanks you for your assistance. A cruel winter will ravage Talara. The forest shall wither, and warmth will be the memory.
And finally, the first boss spawned, and geez, these, you know, they're all dungeon bosses, all these guys. You know, you've all fought them before. If you've done a dungeon, you've fought all these bosses. And this boss here from Realm of the Fae. And I hope that they tone these bosses down some for the live servers, because this is just crazy. I mean, we could barely dent these guys, and the deaths just got worse and worse with each progressing harder boss. And the bosses, they do get harder and harder each phase. So I don't know, I hope that they took notes. I hope that they really took some notes, because it was just a slaughterhouse, and we all had the best gear in the entire game, really, that you can have right at this point, the tier 2. So I don't know. I mean, it was just crazy. If they let this go live like it is right now, it's just going to be a complete slaughter fest, and nobody's going to be able to get anything done, and there's not going to be a GM there to spawn a soul healer. So, you know, what are they going to do about that? I hope it's a lot easier, because this is just insane. Just completely effing insane. I just kept getting one-shotted over and over and over again, you know, and that's just not going to work on live. You know, there's not going to be a soul healer there, and people are going to get frustrated and pissed off, and rightly so, you know. And here is much later on, and God, I mean, just to take one of these bosses down, probably 30 minutes or more, you know. I mean, it's a little bit too much. I mean, like, to do all of them, it took hours, you know. I mean, like 3 hours or something, 2 hours. I don't know, I lost track of time. I mean, it just seemed like all like a blur by the end of it all, and people, you know, they're not going to be able to do that, you know. Jeez. Not to mention with so much going on that, you know, I was getting like 4 frames per second. You know, it's just completely unacceptable. You know, but I do have everything on ultra, and I had fraps. But, you know, other people, they were complaining the same. You know, they're saying they're getting like 1 frames per second. You know, that's not going to be good enough. So, I don't know. I hope that they figure things out. And also, as you see, people are flagging, you know, right and left, and just trying to screw everything up for everybody else. And on PvP servers, you know, it's just going to be a complete nightmare. You know, people are going to be caught up in each other's AoE no matter what. You know, there's no getting around that. And if they're already this hard, the bosses are already this hard, and then you have the players, you know, on you as well. No, you know, what, I don't know, man. That's not going to work out too well, I don't believe. It's just going to be a big, huge, gigantic mess. I see a lot of PvP people moving to PvE servers. And you know, people tried to organize the group up and everything like that. But, you know, there's just so much going on and so much spam that it was just impossible. You know, like these bosses and everything, you know, you're supposed to go and line of sight them, you know, some of the bosses. You know, you're supposed to go run and hide. And it's just an impossibility. And a lot of the times you try to go and run and hide, and the tank would go and drag the mob towards the whole group, you know, and end up wiping us all out anyway. So, yeah, things were going great, you know, going really great. Not right, you know. I don't know. It was, you know, it's fun. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more fun on the live servers. This test server stuff, you know, I mean, we were just really, you know, I guess, you know, we're testing everything, and there's just no way in hell that they could let this go to the live servers like this. You know, I just hope that this was just a test, and only a test. Just look at all those damn tombstones, you know. That just gives you an idea of what the hell is happening, you know. I mean, it's just complete one-shotting, you know, over and over. All these ads spawned on this boss here. And we were just getting killed right and left, you know. I mean, look how fast I died, you know. It was almost instantaneous. And I'm in the best gear you can have. And even, like, enchanted and everything like that, you know. So, how's this going to work on the live server? It's not. It's not going to work at all. And I died so many times here. I don't even know what my soul vitality ended up being. You know, I probably lost all my stats by the end of it all. And they finally decided to spawn a healer at the very end. You know, I mean, a lot of us were huddled up in a corner by the third or fourth boss, trying to just, you know, get away from this crap. You know, because we were just constantly dying. We couldn't resurrect. As soon as we'd resurrect, we were dead. And we're waiting for a healer. We kept, you know, screaming to the GM, you know, please, dude, you know, spawn a healer, man. You know, we'll bribe you, whatever it takes. And nope, it took forever to finally get a healer going, and they finally spawned one, and we were able to get the fight going again. It's just, I don't know, this isn't fun right here. I can tell you that much. This part isn't fun, and like I said, I just hope that this was all part of the testing, and just so maybe some big choke on us. I don't know. I mean, have you ever seen so many tombstones before? I mean, this has to be a classic right here. And I can't wait to go watch Jesse's video, and I'll be able to see myself running around, so that ought to be pretty good. I tried to make a little nuisance of myself so I'd be kind of recognized. Look at me, man, look at me. But, yeah, I don't know. That part was fun. The hanging out with everybody, you know, that was the best part of this whole experience, really. I did meet some pretty cool people. I want to give a shout out to this person named Chrome, who turned out to be a really cool person, who hung out with me in the sanctum for a while and chit-chatted, helped pass that damn time, because we both had to wait forever. And they were pretty sneaky. They found a GM and got auto-leveled and all their gear before everybody else. So, yeah, pretty smart. So, wherever you are, Chrome, peace, man. Come by the Wolfsbane server sometime and give Dark Hostess a yell. And you could just see how many times I died. I mean, it was just boom, 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 over and over again. You just see tombstones just popping up right and left, like popping up like daisies. And you know, you look at my health, you know, right there. You know, instantaneous death, one shot. You folks who've never seen a one shot before, this is a one shot right here. That's when you cannot do jack squat before you're dead. And we were just swarmed by these ads, and there's just, you know, nothing we could do about it, really. I mean, there was no getting around it, no toughing it out, no healing through it. I didn't really have any heals this whole fight anyway, so everybody was out for theirself pretty much. And I don't know if it would have helped anyway, though. I mean, it's like my health was just instantaneously gone, and I don't know how a healer could do much with that. And finally, with the help of some GMs who took off pretty much all the health on these bosses, we were able to make some headway. And we're still just dying, you know, just too much, you know, constantly dying. Yeah, there was no getting around it. There was nothing we could do about it. I tried to hang in there. I wanted to get this video, you know, the whole event, and I did get the whole event. And I got from the very beginning. And if you're watching the video right now, you're seeing every single boss that you're going to see, and every boss took about 30 or so minutes. And you can imagine just how long that's going to be. You know, if it goes to live like this, and there's just no way it can happen. I mean, there's just no freaking way. If they let this go to live, then they don't know what the hell they're doing. That's the bottom line. And each boss would progressively wipe the floor with us. And for some reason, this boss here sounded like a dog or something like that. Like we're beating some poor little puppy. It was kind of sad. I mean, it's like 30 minutes of dog beating or something. And as an animal lover, I just, I don't know, I had to turn my volume off to that. I just couldn't handle that whimpering, sound. I don't know who did the sound effects for this one, but they need to find a new line of work, really, to be honest. A whimpering dog for this type of guy. I don't even know what the hell he is, but I don't think it's a dog. And once again, with the assistance of a GM, we got this guy down. Gee, every boss, I mean, man, they were just nightmares. Complete nightmares. And the rewards were just junk, honestly. I mean, all that we got were just like 50 of the new currencies, or something like that. Like, I think in the very end, it ended up to be like 100. So, I mean, for all that, just for 100, I guess stuff must be pretty cheap. I don't know. I wasn't able to see the vendors or find the vendors yet. Everything was so rushed, because, like I said earlier, they didn't spawn the NPCs that we needed. Anyhow, I'll quit. I'll get off of that. But it's still a sore spot with me. And now, finally, we're down to the last two bosses. And God, they were hard as hell too, I mean, we just died through it. We just graveyard zerged this sucker, I mean, that was the only way we could do it. And then I think that the GM ended up just lowering their hit points. We did all we could. And this was the final two bosses, and this finally opens up the little porthole to the river instance. And yeah, it was a long fight. It was a long haul to this point, let me tell you. So I hope that it's shortened considerably on the live servers. I don't think people are going to be hanging in there for 3 hours to get through all this mess. I know the rewards are supposed to be epic, but what could it possibly be? I know that they have like the horses, and they're supposed to be able to buy some sort of horse, like some really awesome horse. So. And finally, by the grace of God, we got this last one down. And I don't know, man. I'm telling you, it was a long haul. I've mentioned it quite a bit, and in this whole video about just how lengthy it was to do these bosses. God, it was just ungodly. It brings me back to like raiding back Blackwing Lair and WoW, and things taking all night, So I just, I guess it's just from the test server. So I mean, I'm not gonna judge anything yet, but like I said, if things go like this, like if they imported it just like it is right now to the live server, it ain't gonna work out, So I'm imagining a much toned down version of all of this. I guess there was one more. This is the very last boss here, right here. Anyway. Yeah, that's how long it is, man. It's like I even got confused on how many bosses there were. So anyway, finally got this guy down too, and like I said earlier, it's just, it was so long. It was just such a lengthy process to get through all of this. I mean, it was fun, I guess. I mean, but everything was pretty much tank and spank. We were just getting slaughtered so much that it's hard to really enjoy the fight when pretty much most of the time we were all dead. There wasn't much going on being dead. And, they just really need to streamline this a little bit more by March 30th,
And what of you?
impudent wench! Perhaps I'll bring a trade. Regulus could do wondrous things for your sake. Regulus shall have this world in time! Your bodies will weaken! Your machines will rust! And your fate will be lost! The river of souls belongs to the endless! Your souls have but one destiny!
And that is about it. Killed all the bosses, and Owlsbeth ran off into the porthole, off into the river. So now the instance is opened, and you have to wait till all the dialogue finishes, and then you can finally enter the instance. So it's pretty cool though. I mean, the instance looks pretty awesome, and you'll even get to see a little bit of it as I zone into it. Well, like I said, all the dialogue has to go through. That guy is still jabbering down there.
I will not allow you free access to the Heavenly Soul Stream. Guardians, after her! We cannot allow the Defiants to learn the holy secrets of the River of Souls. I gave my word not to spill your blood today, Ashura. Tomorrow,
And just like always, he wants us to do his dirty work for him. Yeah, you know, that's what we're doing. We're doing all his dirty work. And he's like this big badass guy. Then, you know, why can't he help out and jump in and help out a little bit, huh? I don't know. Anyway, the River of Souls is open at this point. If you made it through the event, then you can now go into the River of Souls, and this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks pretty scary. So I imagine it's pretty tough. And with that, I'm going to bring this video home and bring it to an end. This has been The Gamer Down. That's the name of the channel. And my name is Dark Hostess. I have been your humble host this evening. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I would really appreciate it. And thumbs up videos if you like them. I would also appreciate that. Bet I'm not twisting your arm though. But I would appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you next time.